SpaceX Starlink Mini for all, plus a price cut. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time. Today we're coming to the end of some fireside. Sad. Hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee, hanging out, talking tech, talking photo, talking video. Today is a technology day. We're going to be talking about SpaceX and their Mini. A lot of you guys out there that are nomads or roamers as such, people that are in RVs, or maybe you do camping a lot or you're hiking or whatnot, the Mini is a pretty cool option to be able to have internet on the go. Basically anywhere you are in your region, you'd be able to get SpaceX Starlink Mini. It's a little tiny dish, maybe the size of an iPad or so, and it gives you full connectivity. You could be at the top of a mountain, or you could be anywhere on a desert someplace where there's absolutely no cell towers, there's no nothing, and you'll still get service. That means that you can run this unit in the field on a battery, let's say. It could be a solar generator, it could be a Jackery, or whatever you have to be able to give it power, because it does allow you to give an DC input. We've been looking for a DC input forever, because it is very, very important to be able to go from DC to DC instead of using an inverter going from DC to AC, because you lose sometimes 5, sometimes up to 20% of that juice. You don't want to lose any juice, especially when you're out and about somewhere, right? So DC to DC is the way you want to go. Well, I did a video and I was talking about, I guess, the shortcomings of the SpaceX Starlink Mini and how they were expensive, really expensive for what you're getting. And they also had a data cap. Well, things have changed, guys. Things have changed. So I want to dive into this a little bit. Maybe we'll head over to the SpaceX Starlink website so we can see what has changed. And I'll give you my thoughts and commentary on it. But the bottom line here, guys, is that Elon Musk and the folks over there at SpaceX Starlink have actually listened. I told you that this was going to happen, all right? They were not going to be able to keep this price. They were not going to be able to keep this data cap. They weren't going to be able to keep everything as it was. They were going to have to walk it back a little bit, because people are going to say no to it. Now, did they fix everything? No, and I'm going to get into some of the things that they did fix, some of the things that they didn't fix in this video. But before we get into it, I just want to say that if you enjoy this content, even the least, or if you find it helpful or maybe just entertaining, throw the video a thumbs up. That is very, very helpful. Also, if you want more Starlink content when you're done watching this, not now, when you're done watching this, I'll put a link over here to my Starlink playlist. There's about 300 plus videos over there, a ton of helpful how-tos, tips, tricks, what to buy, what not to buy, a whole bunch of great stuff. So check it out once again when you're done watching this video. And just for you being here, check out my books. My ebooks are free for you. Go to JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. And if you want to say thank you for all of my hard work on this channel, there's a little thank you button down here. You can give $1 or $2 if you like. If not, that's perfectly fine. You're still going to get the video for free. Consider becoming a member if you don't want to give $1 or $2. That is perfectly fine, and I would really appreciate it. Anyways, let's jump right into it. Let's start out with, what did SpaceX say at the very beginning, at launch of this product? It said that it was 63% lighter than the standard Starlink dish, which it is. It is more compact, it is smaller. Once again, the dish is the size of an iPad. That is awesome. Also, it has the integrated router, so you don't have a separate router and then a dish. The dish actually has the router built into it. Once again, as compact as possible. If you are, once again, a nomad, or you're an RV, or you're a hiker or a biker, or someone that wants to be able to carry this with you and be able to have full connectivity no matter where you are in the entire region, the region that you are located. Right now, it's only available in the US, but eventually it'll be available in your region throughout the globe. It also said that it had a low power consumption of between 25 and 60 watts. This is very important also if you want to power it through like a battery backup or some type of solar generator, Jackery like I always say, or a Blue Yeti or something. You want to power it through DC, but you don't want to use a lot of watts of power, because once again, you only have a finite amount. Once again, it does have that DC power input, which is also, and does provide download speeds of up to 100 megabits is what it said. Now, I am seeing faster than 100 megabits. I'm seeing people that are getting 150, 180. I think this is because SpaceX wants to give you a specific expectation, right? You figure 100 megabits, that's going to be enough. Are you going to be able to get more? Chances are you will, because I saw some crazy numbers, up to 180, 190 megabits down. So it definitely goes faster. Also, the unit is 2.5 pounds, under 3 pounds. Once again, keeping that idea of being mobile and very, let's say, backpackable. That was the original idea, is to throw it in a backpack and off you go. So it's like half the size of the SpaceX Starlink standard dish. Now, what changed here, and what they said is the hardware is at $599, and we're going to see that that has actually dropped. Also, the price was $30 per month, but you had to have a residential package just to be able to get that add-on. This wasn't a standalone plan, it was an addition to, right? It was additive. You had to have a residential plan to be able to pay the extra $30 to be able to get a mini plan also. So you would have the home plan of that residential, and then for that extra $30, you would have a mini dish. You'd be able to take it out and about with you, and you would have 50 gigabytes of data. That's right, 50 gigabytes, and that is it. Once you hit that 50 gigabytes, you could buy more. It was like $1 a gigabyte more or something like that. And I said at the beginning, I said, this is going to have to change, because people are not going to do that. That is problematic. That is not a lot of data, and that angst all the time, worrying about, did I go over? Am I over yet? How much time am I going to be out and about? Am I going to be doing this camping trip or this RVing, and I'm outside someplace and I only have a certain amount of data? I'm going to have to now allocate it. If not, I'm going to be paying up, and all of this angst. People just want unlimited, even if they don't use it. All right. And that is very important. I was talking about that in the video. Now, there was a couple of things that I said that needed to change at the time when I did this video. Number one, it needed to have that data cap removed. That 50 gigabytes, like I said, is it just needs to go. Also, I said the 49 foot or whatever it is, 15 meter or however you look at it, cable needs to be updated. Yes, you could have a 50-foot cable if you want, but you should also have available a shorter cable, maybe a 10-foot or a 15-foot cable, something short, because remember, your power and your dish is going to be very close together for the most part, right? Because you're going to be running it on a battery anyways, right? That's number one. But also, number two, you don't want 50 feet of cable in your backpack. Most likely, you're not going to need it unless you're under just a very deep canopy of trees that you want to be into, and then you want to throw the dish 50 feet in that direction, and you want to run it from here. Okay, but for the most part, this thing is Wi-Fi anyways. You don't really need to connect to it at all with an Ethernet cable. That means you just have it close to you, you have it pointing up, and you're good to go. That's all you need to do is power it at that point, and that is it. The other thing that I thought was kind of strange is that they didn't give you this 12-volt VDC barrel connector. Why? Okay, because you're going to need it. So I have not seen that on the website as of yet, but I said that needed to change, and we're still waiting on that. That's probably going to be coming soon. And finally, I said this price tag. $599 is just too dear. That is too expensive. My vision was $199 to $249. Did we get there? Not yet. Anyways, let's head over to the Starlink site. Now, as soon as you get to the page, you can see something very interesting at the top. Check this out. $299 with the $499 slash for the Starlink kit in some locations. Now, of course, you have to come down here and put in your address to see if that price is valid. But they have changed the price from $599 down to $499, that $100 price cut. And now, in certain areas, it's down to $299. Now, remember, that is the residential package, which is really good. That's where we need to see this at. $299 is a good number. $249 I think is even better. I think once again the SpaceX Starlink Mini should be $199. If they can get $299 for this For the larger version that has a router external to it and all the rest of the stuff, they can definitely bring the cost of a Mini down to $249 or even $199. That's my personal opinion. I'm going to stand by it. Anyways, we're going to get into that. Now, how we do is we come down here. We have residential and we have roam and boats. If you click on roam, this is where we need to go. Now, it comes up with something different. It says roam with Starlink, stay connected on the go, no matter how remote, starting at $50 per month for service. Now, you notice something different. Remember, it was $30 a month. Now we're seeing $50 a month. Why is that? Did it go up? Well, kind of, sort of, but not. So we'll get into that in just a second. You see it says here the Mini and then watch now. Let's check this out. I'm going to shut this volume off because if I don't, it's going to give me a strike because they're using, let's say, music that I currently do not have access to. But anyways, this is what it looks like. There's not really any audio going on. Let's check it out. So as you can see, you just simply plug it in. This is just absolutely super simple. It says connect to high-speed internet and bingo. Do you see that number? We saw like 180s, 190s with 24 milliseconds, guys, right? We didn't see 100 megabits, did we? So we know that the Mini is going to be able to go full speed, even though it is that small, all right? We're seeing getting close to that 200 megabits. You just plug it in and off you go. Once again, you only need one power cable, and it's providing Wi-Fi 6, not 5, Wi-Fi 6 to every appliance, every device in the vicinity. So this is really nice. So let's scroll down a little bit. We can see that mobile regional is still $150. It is unlimited access, unlimited, no data cap. Whereas with the Mini Roam plan, we still see that 50 gigabytes for $50 per month. The difference here is if you want it as a standalone. So now you can actually get the Mini Roam package, the mini dish with that 50 gigabytes for $50 a month. You get your 50 gigabytes, you can pay up $1 per gigabyte after that if you want, but you no longer need to have a residential package to be able to get it. It is now standalone. Now let's go ahead and look down here just to see what it's all about. As we can see here, it says SpaceX Mini is compact portable kit that can easily fit in the backpack, designed to provide high-speed, low-latency internet on the go. It includes Wi-Fi built-in router, low power consumption, DC power input, and maximum download speed of over 100 megabits. Now this is what I said before, but obviously we know that 100 megabits is not really the case. It is faster than that. Work and play in remote locations. Starlink offers high-speed internet almost anywhere across the world. Starlink connects within minutes and packs up quickly when it's time to move to your next destination. Very cool. Pay as you go. Pause and unpause service at any time. Billing is in 1 month increments, allowing you to customize your service to your individual travel needs. Get online in minutes, plug it in, and point it at the sky. That's basically all that you have to do, and we saw that happen in the video. Now, it says use Starlink in motion. In motion use is supported with the Mini Roam and Mobile Priority Service Plan. On mobile regional, customers can opt in and use the in motion by gigabyte. So you can actually use a mini dish, but you have to pay up. Now, let's jump right into the order page. Let's go back all the way up to the top. Here we go. Roam with Starlink, 50 bucks. Let's go ahead and hit order now. So here we go. We have the standard package, the mini package, and a mini bundle. Basically, the standard package is that roaming package, which would be the full-size dish. Then you have the mini, which is the smaller one, once again, the size of an iPad. And then you have a mini bundle. Now, the mini, as it is, we can see that there is a regional that you can purchase, which would be that $150, but that is unlimited. So you can actually get a mini with an unlimited plan by paying the $150. That means anywhere in the US, anywhere in this region, you will be able to use a mini, but then also have unlimited data. That is awesome for that $150. Now, they also here have the Mini Roam for 50 gigs. What is that? That means you would be able to get the Mini, like I said before, pay $50 a month, but not have to have a residential service. Once again, it is no longer additive. It is a standalone product for $50 a month, but once again, you're only getting that 50 gigabytes. Then they have the bundle. When you click on the bundle, what does that give you? If we click the little informational tab here and we scroll down, we can see that is the old plan. Basically, the bundle is when you have your residential, you pay $30 more, and now you have access to a mini also. And you will still have that limitation of 50 gigabytes per month. For me, it just simply doesn't make sense. I would go either with a mini and then get the regional plan so you don't have to worry about anything. You pay the extra 30 bucks anyways, and you have unlimited, and you get that mini. So you're going to have the smaller size. You're going to be able to power it through DC. You're going to have a lower amount of watts that is required for it, so you can power it through your solar generator or whatever. It just simply makes sense. Once again, I would like to see a smaller cable. Now, the price is showing as $5.99. As reference, yesterday when I looked this up, when I was taking notes for doing this video, it had $4.99 as an available price. They had $100 off. Now, I don't know if that was just yesterday. I don't know what happened to it, but I'm going to venture to say the $5.99 price for the Mini is going to have to go. It is just simply too expensive. It is smaller. It is lighter. It's more compact. There is less parts. There's less of everything. It is probably the cheapest product so far that they have been able to make. That is great for them, and it should be great for us. They need to pass the savings on to the customer, and I do think that they will in the not so distant future. So the way I look at this is if you are a nomad, or if you're a biker or some type of hiker, or you're out there literally on the outskirts where you have no cell coverage at all, and you're going to be able to power something on a battery backup that you're carrying with you, or maybe a solar generator, solar panels, whatever you want to use, the Mini is definitely for you. Now, would I pay the $50 per month to be able to use the Mini with only 50 gigabytes? Yeah, only if you're not going to need more than that. Maybe you're going to use this as some type of means of rescue, right? An emergency service type of thing. Then $50 makes sense. You take it with you. You're not going to use it all the time. If you're in the woods, all of a sudden something happens and you need to get some help, you can throw the Mini on the ground, plug it into power, and within minutes, you have an uplink, basically, and be able to get some type of service, some type of emergency help. That makes sense. But if you're actually going to be using it and you're out and about all the time and you don't want to have to worry about that 50 gigabytes of data per month and going over, and then all of a sudden the thing stops unless you opt into a plan where they just keep charging you in perpetuity for the entire month if you do go over. That's not always a good way to go, because if something happens and you have something left on and it's like downloading a video or watching, let's say, YouTube, and it's just going through 4K videos over and over, you're going to be out a lot of money and there's nothing you're going to be able to do with it. So I would leave it opt out. And then if you go over, then pay, let's say pay up, pay as you go, as they call it. The other thing is if you don't need that portability, I would say the $150 for regional and getting unlimited is perfectly fine. The better way, in my personal opinion, is to buy a Mini if you want to be able to power it through that DC or through a battery, and then get a regional plan. That means you'll be able to get the best of both worlds. You'll be able to get a Mini and you'll be able to get unlimited data. That is perfect. The only thing that I want to see here, once again, is a variation in the cables to be able to get a smaller cable that is more backpackable than 50 feet, in my personal opinion. And I want to see that the Mini price goes down. I saw it at $4.99 as of yesterday. I promise you, I am not losing my mind. It was $4.99 yesterday. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a mistake, or maybe it was just for a day, or who knows. But it was $4.99 for the Mini. So I do think that it's going to come down in price. And once again, like I said in a previous video, I want to see $199 to $249 for the Mini. I don't think it should be more than that. And $299 for the big size residential package, I think that's fine, which is the same thing as the mobile or roaming package, the same dish. That's okay. $299 makes sense. $199 for the Mini makes more sense, not $599. But anyways, guys, what say you? What do you think? With this new plan option where you can actually buy a Mini and then also get unlimited, is this something you're more likely to get into compared to before when you couldn't get unlimited access at all. You'd be paying the extra $30 to your residential plan. You still had to pay the $5.99 for the product, and you were limited to 50 gigabytes per month. Once again, what say you? I think it's interesting. And I think anyone out there that is a nomad will look at this and say, wow, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. If you enjoyed the video, like I said before, throw it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not. And if you are, appreciate it. Thank you. Finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools I've invented for you, and my merch and my shirts and my tees and my tea mugs and my book and everything else. Pick something up. Help support me and my family. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay connected, and we'll see you in the next one. Love you all.